Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Keto. Today we're going to be indulging in a seafood boil. As y'all can see, it's looking real yummy right now, so I'm ready to eat. Haven't ate all day, so I came to eat my Sunday dinner with y'all. We're going to have a little bit of mussels here. I got some boiled eggs, some kibasi, and some asparagus. And then we got some crab leg clusters. I never ate that with you guys, and I haven't eaten any in a minute, so it's going to be really good. So we're going to say our prayers and get into this. Thank you, Lord, for this meal that I'm about to receive. Thank you for everything that you're doing in my life and bringing into my life. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. So, what's up, y'all? It's been a minute since I seen y'all, but I had to come and eat with y'all today. Get this Sunday meal popping. I hope y'all like my new little setup I got going on. I've been working on it, y'all. So, I'm going to try to see if I can get my bowl up here, too. Oh, my son going to kill me. I forgot to do a thumbnail. So, I got to do that real quick. Fix Ashanti real quick. Alright, so hopefully that works out good for him. So how y'all Sunday doing? Y'all, I'm super hungry. I got some, I made some Eat with Q, some of her butter sauce back here. I don't have really enough room, y'all, so I'm going to have to put it back here, but I had to buy something because I ate all day. I'm hungry. Before I get started, y'all like my shirt? Queen's Crown. I wore that in honor of, Women's International Day this week. So I figured this shirt would be fitting and about some of the topic that I'm going to talk to you guys about. I got me a cloth over here on the side, so I don't want to mess my shirt up, y'all. So I might do this a little bit when I crack in those crab legs, because I don't want it on my shirt. It's butter. Once you put butter on your shirt, it's hard to get out. That sauce is amazing. So how's y'all Sunday going? I hope everything is going good for y'all this weekend. I had a good week. Waiting on this Monday to come. I hate Mondays, y'all. Do y'all? I really don't like Mondays at all. It just seems like it's the longest day ever. I got my little trash bowl over there. But yesterday, I wanted to come and eat this with y'all yesterday. But I couldn't. I had to end up eating something early in the day because I was truly hungry. So I'm like, I can't wait. Sorry y'all, my daughter called. I don't know why when my phone is on Do Not Disturb, she still can get through for some reason. I mean, that's a good thing, but she interrupted my taping. I forgot what I was even talking about, y'all. But I'm going to eat on this good food, and I got some story time for y'all today. Story time that has been on my mind all week. I'm not even gonna lie, y'all. See, I'm trying not to get nothing on my shirt. I really don't want to mess my shirt up, and y'all wouldn't even believe how much I paid for it. But some things are priceless. And I am a queen, so I do like my shirt. I need to crack these legs open because that's one thing I don't like. It's cold crab legs. I'll try to do it right for y'all. Nothing in there. It's a little empty. Let me see if I can. It's gonna be messy, y'all. Oh goodness, it's been a minute, okay? Give me a minute to adjust. But they're good though. This lemon sauce is amazing. Man, I'm gonna get this meat out of here. Hey! Look, y'all, look what I did. I did it. Oh, I gotta put some lemon on there. Get this right. You know what? I'm gonna try some lime. Because I already got a bunch of lemon in here. So let's cut it with some lime. Yeah, good. Oh my goodness, y'all. Today might be a long video. I do have some things I want to talk to you guys about. I think that's what I was trying to tell y'all before my daughter called. That it's something that's been on my mind all week. And the reason it's been on my mind is because Fred, I've got something written down over here so I wouldn't forget. Fred up next. He asked me about a week ago. Asparagus is good. Y'all like asparagus? He asked me about a week ago why I chose to do keto. What was my why, pretty much. And he's actually one of my kids' friends. And he's been supporting my channel, so thank you. Fred up next. Y'all go follow him. But I thought that was a great question. But it's kind of a hard question for me to answer. But I'm going to try to do that today. I'm going to try. I am going to answer that for you today. Just try not to get emotional because some of the why is still heavy on me. And very sensitive situation in my life that I'm still healing from. So I will be talking to you guys about that. I just want to eat some first and just catch up with y'all. So like I said, it's been like a tough week. Not tough week, but it's just been on my mind of how to answer this question. And I don't know if that's why I cheated a little bit this week, but I cheated, y'all, on my keto. I'm always be real with y'all. Keep it 100 with y'all, always. And my cheat to me is eating some fried chicken. That may not be a big cheat to somebody else, but that's my cheat. And like I told y'all in the beginning, I'm not going to act like I'm not alive, because I'm very much alive. And to say that I would never eat another piece of fried chicken in life is crazy. I ain't even about to sit here and fake the funk with y'all. Now, I can make my own fried chicken. Like I made last night, I made some fried pork chops. If y'all haven't signed on to my Instagram, go to my Instagram, KetoLicious_Ness. But I posted my pork chops I made last night and my, what else did I make? Pork chops and cabbage, fried cabbage. So I fried those last night in almond flour and olive oil, extra virgin olive oil. Y'all, them mussels, all this is good. Y'all see my little worm I got? I'm so excited about it. I actually found it at the thrift store for a hot $6. when you got a mission, you can always make it happen some kind of way. My lemon done fell in my stuff. Y'all know it. Look, maybe if I use my right hand. I'm trying to. Woo! Y'all, now this is just too much. Oh my God, did they get my shirt wet? Y'all don't be laughing at me. I'm sorry, that lemon, it wasn't squeezed. That lime. Oh my goodness. I know y'all about to be talking about me. But it's good. Talk about me all you want. But what was I talking about? See, I told y'all in my first video, my mind, I had so much on my mind, it'd be crazy. Oh, I was talking about cheats. I don't know what part I left off of. Oh, I had made some pork chops last night with some almond flour and some almond flour and extra virgin olive oil, and made some gravy. When I tell y'all the bomb, you can go see the picture. It was the bomb. I got me some scissors here too. So yes, so I can make me some fried chicken if I want to. But when you're a busy person, you got a lot going on. Sometimes you're tired, you just don't feel like cooking. That was me this week. So I did put this right here. It's a little messed up, but I got these at Giant Eagle. I actually went to Whole Foods to get me some. They didn't have none. Like a couple different places I went to didn't have none. Ooh, excuse me. So I got these at Giant Eagle. Why I can't squeeze these lemons? Like, what's going on with my hands today? Like, come on now, Nessa, get it together. Or maybe I'm trying to be too cute. Is that what it is? Maybe. I got my wet towel here, y'all. Move this hair out the way. But, see, I just keep getting off subject. I can't get it together. I'm gonna try one of these eggs. So yeah, I can make me some chicken if I wanted to. I can. But I just didn't feel like it. So my cheat was, I went to Chick-fil-A twice this week. That's good. Actually, back to back. I think I cooked Friday. Or was it? It might have been Thursday and Friday. Thursday and Friday. Told y'all them eggs and that seafood. Y'all gotta try it. But I went to Chick-fil-A and I could have got a Southwest salad or a Southwest salad, or they got nuggets there that's skinless. I could have got that. But no. I went on and got me a Chick-fil-A Spicy Deluxe with no bun, of course, and extra veggies. And I had some of the Polynesian sauce and some of the Chick-fil-A sauce. So I ate it bunless, but of course, sure, the oil and the flour is not keto friendly, but I did it. And I'll be okay. But I like to be real with y'all, and that's part of what I'm gonna talk to y'all about today. Some of the information I'm gonna probably put out is a little sensitive. So if your kids are watching, you know, you might want to monitor that. And if you are a kid, ask your mom, is it okay? But what I'm gonna talk about, I think, is good for kids to hear and know about. So It's okay. But, you know, what's good for my kids to hear and your kids to hear may be something different. So just be, you know, mindful of that. So, y'all, this food was good. Yesterday, I ain't do nothing. I cleaned up the house, washed all the clothes, blanket, sheets, the whole nine. Went out, did a little grocery shopping, picked up a few things I needed, and just was in the house. So my weekend has been productive. So I'm happy about that. Very productive. And what y'all do this weekend? Oh yeah, I do want to say congratulations to my sis KC Connections. Y'all go over and check her channel out. Love her, man. She's so real and she's so funny. I love her. And but she hit 63K this week. So shout out to her. Her channel is doing good over there. And also I saw today Queen Beast. She's the wife of Beast Mode, if any of y'all watch him. But she hit 50K today, so shout out to her. These are some of the people that I watch every day and get inspiration from. And, oh, her husband, Beast Mode. Y'all can go look. He ate some macaroni and cheese the other day. I wanted to go through the daggone screen, man. It looks so good. Mac and cheese, when I tell y'all, is my all-time favorite food. Like, anybody know me, I love mac. I was always on mac duty for the holidays. So now that that's over, because I told them this last year I wasn't making it, so my daughter made it. She did a pretty good job. But yeah, so now I have to do the cauliflower. But I will take some body's mac and sample it here and there. Like I said, I'm alive. I ain't dead. And I'm a realist. And to say I ain't never gonna taste no macaroni and cheese, I'll be lying to y'all. I'll be lying to y'all and to myself. I'm trying to get this meat out for y'all so I gotta give me a bib. Anybody that know me know that I always spill stuff on me. Always when I eat. So that's why I got this bib up here. Because I don't want to mess up my shirt. I told y'all I'll be 45 this year. So sometimes y'all might see me look over here so I can, if there's something I really wanted to talk to y'all about, I look over there. But, whew. So tell me how y'all like my setup back home. See my little lights, you know, I tried to get it together for y'all. That's good. I wish y'all said, give me some crab leg. Right here is good. I'm gonna do like that. With some of this air. Get some of this. This got like ginger and oh god. Man. So St. Patty's Day coming up. What y'all doing for St. Patty's Day? And it's on a Sunday, so I was happy to see that. Because it seems like I'm always at work when it's St. Patty's Day. And I be wanting to go get a little tipsy. I might have to work the next day, but that's all right. It'll be all right. I'm gonna set that up there. But I think what I'm gonna make though is some. Oh, this thing hard. I think what I'm going to make, and this be the good meat, and I can't even get it out. Y'all don't boo me. I'm gonna make a Clevelander. Anybody that don't know what that is, if you're not from Cleveland, it's a hamburger with corned beef on it. So I think that is what I'm going to make. And they the bomb. Of course, I'm not gonna have no bun, but a Clevelander is something most of the gas stations here in Cleveland sell. Late night, when you leave the club, the Clevelander go hard. So yeah, I made a few of them in my day. Oh my, maybe my scissors ain't no good. I'm gonna get all that meat. All of it. Oh my goodness, y'all. But, so, for everyone to know my why I chose to say yes to keto. And it's kind of a little bit of mental and physical, of course, for my health. But I think my weight loss journey is more of a mental thing for me. Everybody's weight loss journey is something different for them. Excuse me, y'all. Ooh. I might need to use some of this water. This some water I get from Whole Foods. Is electrolyte water. Very good. Sorry, something got stuck in my throat there. But a weight loss journey is something different for everybody. And my weight loss journey started in September. Well, my weight loss journey with keto started in September of last year, of 2018. So so we understand, I've had plenty of times that I've tried to lose weight, and I have lost weight and then gained it back. So that's why I said, when you're doing a weight loss journey, it's something different for everybody. My weight loss started in September, like I said, and it was at a mental point for me to change so many things in my life. And I started to work on me prior to September of 2018, I'm sorry. But I still wasn't complete. So as I worked on my mental health, it was just like one day it just hit me, you know what I mean? I don't know what made me clear out everything in my house that day, but that day was it. I have been an emotional eater for a long time in my life, since probably a teenager. So, you know, I don't know if people understand that, but for people that are emotional eaters, it may be something different for everybody else. But for me, food is a comfort for me. So when I go through something traumatic or when I go through something that's just hard in life, you know, some people, you may hear people say, I couldn't eat, or, you know, I'm so upset I can't eat. And I get that, you know, and I've had moments in my life where, you know, I've been to that point where I couldn't eat because I was so upset. But I think with an emotional eater, sometimes you don't even realize that you're actually overeating or you indulging, because it's bringing that comfort to you, and where you're forgetting about what else is going on temporarily, because that stuff never goes. It's still there. You still have to deal with it. But at that moment, that food is the comfort for you. And that's what it has been to me, you know. And I guess that's why this is so kind of hard, and why I had anxiety about really talking to you guys about it, because it's an emotional thing for me. You know, I went through two very traumatic experiences in 2017, and it really turned my life totally, completely a different way. I'm still me, and I'm still learning a lot of things about me, but it just put a halt in my life to the point where I had to look at Danessa. And it, you know, it's been a journey. So to answer your question, Fred, it was because mentally and emotionally I had to change. The two things that happened is what I wanted to talk to you guys about, which is part of my story time. Is what I was telling you, is kind of, you know, I don't even know how to put it. It was devastating for me. Truly devastating. So the first thing was in January of 2017, January 14th to be exact, a date that I'll never forget. I was in a relationship with somebody for 2 years, and we had an argument that morning. That argument turned into, you know, later on in the day, we argued a little bit. He left, went did his 1-2, had him some drinks, and of course, we're still in that arguing stage, but, you know, I'm letting him do him, and I'm doing me. And we're getting ready to go to a comedy show, actually, that night. But we never made it. We never made it because I went outside and tried to talk to him about what time we were leaving. He still had that anger, I guess, still built up in him, and I actually, you know, still was feeling the tension, but I figured, you know, we'll get past this. You know, we done argued before. We'll get past it and go on with our day. But it didn't happen that way. The argument pursued in the garage outside, and as the argument pursued, he picked up something and threw it at me. I was asking him for my phone, and he threw it at me. And when he threw it at me, it hit me in my eye. And in the blink of an eye, my whole life changed in a snap. That quick. I was confused because it happened so fast. Like, he wasn't even near me. He was on the ground, and he threw something at me, and I wasn't sure what it was. I was telling him, give me my phone, so I was assuming it was that, but to this day, I'm really not clear. He did say it was my phone, but I'm not sure if that's what it was or if it wasn't, you know, because the force was so great. you know, my doctor said they thought it may have been something metal, and he was working on his car. So the only thing else that was kind of behind me was bolts. So I'm not, but that we were in a garage, so it was a lot of stuff on the ground. So I'm not really sure. But my phone case was, it was like a rose gold case, but the clip, you know, you stand your phone up, that clip was bent. And my phone was behind me, so it could have been that, which it has metal in it, so it could have been that. An eye is so delicate. It doesn't take much. It didn't take much for me because I have sarcoidosis. If anybody doesn't know what that is, that's an autoimmune deficiency. Actually, Bernie Mac passed away from it. I believe Gerald Levert's brother had that, and I think that's kind of why he passed. I'm not really sure, but it usually it can attack any major organ in your body, and it usually attacks people's lungs. But for me, it attacks my eyes. So I've always had issues since I had my twins 16 years ago with my eyes. That's when I was diagnosed. But my eyes will flare up. Sometimes my eye gets small when it's flaring up, like my eye would get bloodshot red. But nonetheless, I had issues with my eye. So immediately I'm thinking to myself, like, I've had to have injections in my eye because my eye would get so inflamed that, you know, he told me if I have to keep injecting you in your eye, eventually you're going to have to get something put by, like some kind of object, something in my eye. But my doctor is the greatest, and he prevented that. So I had been fine for years. So once I had this injury, that's the first thing that I'm thinking to myself, like, not only did I just get hit, but in a place where, you know, I've already had issues. So I was totally shocked and just confused. We went in the house. He tried to put ice on it and, you know, was apologizing, and he was upset with himself. He got so mad, he just was in the bathroom crying and everything, and he ended up hitting the sink. The sink cracked, and when I saw that, like, my first intention was leave. I grabbed my purse while he in the bathroom, and he's crying and everything, and I flew out the house and got in my car, and I left. I went out the front door and went around the house. And to be honest, at that moment, I felt like Tina Turner on What's Love Got to Do With It. I have never felt anything like that in my life, but to run. And I was so happy when I got my car and pulled off. And of course, he finally realized I wasn't in the house, and he come start trying to chase the car. But, you know, the whole nine, I was in a domestic violence dispute. And at that moment, I knew what was going on, but I didn't know what was going on. So it was very hard. I ended up having a very extensive damage to my eye, to the point where I was actually blind in my eye. And a lot of people don't know this. I was blind for a month, or maybe almost 2 months. And thank God my doctors, my eye doctors, thank them, thank the Lord, that I am able to see y'all and tell y'all this story, because it's real. A lot of my family don't know this story because not only the shame that comes with domestic violence, when you've never experienced something like that, you're confused. You don't understand what's going on. So, you know, it throws you off. And I didn't want to pull my family into this situation. A lot of the women in my family knew, like my mother, my aunts, my cousins, they all were around me. My mother and my aunt Verona, they took care of me, like, for the first couple weeks. They took care of me through the whole thing. They were there. But, you know, everybody that knew was there for me. But I didn't want to tell any of the males in my family because I didn't want it to stir up something that would get out of control, because I hadn't finish internalizing what was going on in my life. So how could I express or pull somebody else into this situation? I've had a male cousin lose his life because a woman came to him and asked him to get her out of a situation of domestic violence by helping her move. And he went and helped her. And the guy came out and confronted my cousin, and my cousin told him, you know, I'm just here helping her move. You know, words were exchanged, and the guy disrespected my cousin. So, you know, my cousin had to defend himself. And he came back about a week later, if that, and killed my cousin. So, and he had nothing, never no dealings with this female or anything, just a friend. So I know how devastating this could be if you bring people into a situation when you're still not clear. So that's why I didn't tell a lot of people. And when you're in this situation, this is not for the world to know or see if it's not in you to do that. But you must tell somebody. Somebody needs to know what you're going through if you're going through something like this, because it can mean your life. You know, and at that point when I was going through this, I was confused. This is somebody I was with for 2 years that I loved, and I felt loved me. You know, I was in his daughter's life. He was in my kid's life. He was in my family life. I was in his family life. Like, you know, no, everything wasn't peaches and roses. And I saw signs of not even the domestic violence part, but of his anger and things that he dealt with. But that was something I helped him control and brought better in his life. So I never thought that we would be in this point, you know, at that point. So, you know, that was January 14th. And, you know, he moved out and we were going back and forth. You know, I was trying, you know, he was telling me how sorry he was, and, you know, he wanted me to forgive him. And I tried, you know, I tried to understand the situation. It was just so hard and shocking for me. You know, I didn't know what was going on. You know, it's just, I knew, but I didn't know. So for those next couple months, you know, we tried to work it out, you know, tried to talk to each other. We weren't living together, but we were, you know, still kind of dealing with each other and trying to get past it. But it was like I heard the stories, but I didn't see the action. And that's something with me. You can talk me to death, but if I don't see actions that follow those words, after a while, I'm gonna be ghost, you know. And it was just to that point I was just watching, you know, but at the same point I was trying to internalize everything that was going on with me. So that was January, and I said I dealt with that for a couple months. And on May 1st, so like 4 months later, May 1st, I got a call from my best friend's son that he couldn't find or hadn't talked to his mother, and he wanted to know had I talked to her. And immediately when he called me, my stomach dropped. And I was making dinner for the kids, and my ex was there, and I just started crying, and I told my nephew, I said, call the police now, I'm on my way. And, you know, my son tried to talk to me. He's like, you know, I'm just crying, and he's like, it's gonna be okay. And I'm like, I felt it. Sorry. I'm sorry. But I felt it. And me and my ex, I'm saying ex now because we are not together anymore, but you know, that's who I was with at that time. We rushed to her house, and when I got there, the police was there. And you know, we're in the house, we're trying to figure it out. You know, me and the police go outside and talk. And my goddaughter decides to go look in the basement. And when she turned on the light, she found her mother. She found her mother dead. And when I tell y'all, I'll never forget the sounds of her kids screaming. I'll never forget how long it took me to run into the house to try to get to her. It just seemed like forever, because I knew when I heard her scream, and then my ex and her son run in the house, and her stepfather, and I hear the men screaming, and me and the officers trying to get there. Like, I couldn't get there soon enough, but I already knew the inevitable. I don't even know if that's the right word, but I already knew what I was about to hear. They wouldn't let me see her. And to this day, I thank God that I don't have that image, because I don't want to have that image in my head. I got enough, and I know her kids, they did. And so 4 months after my domestic violence situation, my best friend was murdered by her husband. And it was devastating. And I don't want to just touch on that too much, because we're still in court, still dealing with sending this monster away. Yep. So I lost my best friend of 20 years. And one of my best friends. And it's like, I'm still processing them feelings, y'all. You know, I'm in a much better place than I was. I suffered post-traumatic stress syndrome from the situation and anxiety. I was on medication. I had to get medicated probably maybe about a couple weeks. Not even a couple weeks, maybe 1 week. I ain't even gonna say yes. I had to get medicated, because trying to deal with that and understand that feeling, you know, until you in that situation, you just don't know how to process that. And I'm a strong person, you know. That's one of the things that, you know, I hear a lot. But sometimes the strong don't want to be strong. Sometimes we need to be weak, and we need, you know, somebody to be there for us. And it was just, I didn't know how to deal with that situation. So I ended up getting on medication to help, and I got in therapy. I'm still in therapy. People think that therapy is something for crazy people or mentally disabled people, but it's for everybody. Everybody needs to talk to somebody. Like, that's what's helping me get through, along with my family and my friends that have my back. But counseling it helps me because it's a person that's on the outside that's non-biased to whatever situation that you're going through. And my therapist is awesome. Like she's awesome. And so I end up getting on medication. And I went through a process of just trying to figure out Danessa. I did end my relationship. I felt like my best friend died for me. You know, she was there when I went through that injury with my eye. And all the while, I didn't know that she was dealing with what she was dealing with till maybe 2 weeks before she made a comment, and then 2 days before he murdered her. She had a long conversation with me and one of my cousins, and I knew it was strife there, and it was some hurt there, and she was trying to figure it out and get out of the situation. So we was helping her problem solve, but we didn't know it was to this point, you know. But I ended up going through counseling, and the medication that I was on, it would make me sometimes not hungry, and then I just saw me starting to gain my weight back, and my weight was going up. So I ended up going to a weight doctor probably in September or November of the same year. And I was getting injections of something that I don't even know what I was injecting, but it was supposed to help me lose weight. So I figure, what the hell, I'll go ahead and try it and see what it do. I don't even like needles, y'all, but that's how serious it was. Like, I was injecting myself in my stomach every day. And this is not to say that that isn't a right method for somebody else. I never want to diminish what somebody else is doing because I've tried it. Like I said, I've tried it all. But I'm just saying that's where I was. I didn't even research it. I'm just sitting up here, every day sticking myself, So it's just, that's at the point that I was, but I wasn't eating right. I wasn't eating right. And she would say, you losing weight, but you should be losing more. And are you still eating carbs? I'm like, yeah, because I still was doing whatever I wanted to do, eating and drinking. I'm at a vulnerable time in my life. So, just, a don't care attitude is where I was. So I did that for about 4 months, and probably in May, I stopped, and I just stopped going, and I still was in counseling, but I wanted to get off of the medicine that I was on. I wanted to make sure that I could cope with whatever I was dealing with and be okay. I didn't want to be on medicine the rest of my life, and if I had to, I would have stayed on it, but I wanted to come off of it. And I knew to come off of it, I had to change things mentally because I'm an emotional eater. I couldn't use that Band-Aid to help me cover what I wanted to run to, and that was food, to get through the process. And now that I'm saying it, I see it, but at that time, I didn't see that that's what I was going to do. So I want y'all to understand that sometimes when you're an emotional eater, you don't even realize what you're doing. But now that I sit back, and when my sub asked me that question, I knew it was just like so crazy how things was coming to my head, like my why. And it's just, that's why I said, Fred Up Next, thank you for even asking this question, because it actually brought a lot of things to the forefront for me. When I lost my best friend, I said she will not die in vain. And when I started this YouTube channel a couple weeks ago, I never thought that I would even be sitting here telling y'all any of this information. And that's real talk. It never even came to my mind. But as I sat here this week and just thought about my why and everything that was going on, and trying to battle with how to deliver this to you guys, because I couldn't tell my truth. I couldn't tell my best friend's truth without telling my truth. And that was making me vulnerable to everybody. But at this point, I'm not ashamed of what happened, you know, because it's my truth. And we all as women and as men, because men are abused and have been through domestic violence situations. So in order for my best friend not to die in vain, maybe this was the outlet, you know, that I needed to save maybe one person that may be going through something and just feel like they're ashamed or they don't know who to tell or whatever the case may be. Domestic violence comes in all different kinds of ways. It does not have to be a punch. Clearly, I lost my sight for a couple months, and it will never be all the way there the same again. But I could have died, and that wasn't a physical punch, but something was thrown at me. Words hurt. That's domestic violence. If somebody's tearing you down from left to right and not uplifting you in a relationship, that's domestic violence. It's toxic. I saw the toxic stuff going on in my relationship, but I wanted to make things better and try to help somebody that I knew had a past. We all have a past. But some people, if they're not ready to face it and deal with it accordingly, you can't change people. You can't, no matter what you're doing, no matter how bad they want to change. If they don't take them steps to make that change, you can't help them. If you're in a relationship and that person isn't bringing you up instead of tearing you down, you need to get out of it. It's not healthy, especially if you have kids. You know, like, kids are... This world is moving so fast. Like, from when I was growing up, we've dealt with a lot, and I've dealt with a lot in my childhood and seen a lot. But what our kids are seeing these days is triple what we saw. So if they can't have a peace at home, how can they really function out here in this world? So that's why I said this message is for kids too. And I know my kids and my kids' friends is watching this. So if I could reach one person and stop this from happening, or for them to change a situation that they're in, this is everything to me. No matter how far this channel goes or what goes on with my channel today, this message right here is, if you are in a relationship that is not fitting and is not conducive to your life, get out. My friend never, and I know she never thought that she would not be here today to be with me, her kids. We all of our lives are changed. She was my friend, but she was my family. My family is hurting. My kids is hurting. Her family is hurting. Her kids is hurting. We were all family for over 20 years. And now we don't have her. But I know she didn't die in vain. I know she didn't. Because something good is going to come out of it. I feel it. Like something always is going to be a light. When you're a good person, she had the brightest smile. Sorry. But she had the brightest smile, and she always was trying to be there for people and help people. But she had something empty inside of her that she was missing. And somebody, instead of cherishing that and uplifting her, he took her life. Took her life. Don't let your life get taken because you want to try to fix somebody. All relationships go through something. We argue. We argue. It's normal. No relationship is perfect, but if somebody is not lifting you to the point where you feel it, you don't have to question love. You don't have to question somebody's intentions with you. The one thing I always tell women, the one good thing, God gave us many good things, but one of the things that I see that women and me, what we take advantage of is our intuition. Our intuition is everything. And when we see it, we feel it, and sometimes we just want to make excuses for it. But that's how we losing our lives. We losing our lives today because we want to ignore the signs. When you see the signs, believe it. When somebody show you who they are, believe it until they show you otherwise. Y'all see, I done barely ate this food. I ate a lot, but I wanted to deliver this message to y'all, and I don't want to hold y'all. You know, I wanted to be sensitive to this topic because, again, I'm still healing. My family, her kids, we all still healing, and we still going through this process, but I could not answer that question without being honest. And again, this journey, this transition, my lifestyle change for keto is mental. It was for me to gain Danessa back and figure out who I am. And I'm not all the way there. I'm still trying to figure out who I am and still trying to be the best me that I can while I have time on this earth, because life is precious and it's short. So you want to enjoy life. Enjoy it. You don't want to live in regret. And if I didn't try this process, I don't know where I would be. But it has changed so much in my life, and not just on a physical, what you see. It's mental. Like, my mental is much better than what it was. And I'm just happy about that, you know. And I'm not going to hold y'all. And I just hope this wasn't too deep for y'all, and hope it wasn't, I don't know. I just, you know, this is my truth and my life. And, you know, I'm a work in progress. And anybody that y'all dealing with, you a work in progress. If they can't cut down them layers and help you get to where you're at, you need to let it go and just be happy. Be happy. We have to find happiness in ourselves, or you will never find happiness out here, because you can't get you together. You have to get right first. So with that being said, I love y'all. I'm sorry for rambling. It's been a long video, and thank you to all my new subscribers that's joining in, and I just hope this message really gets to somebody. And if you need help, you can DM me. If you're not in the Cleveland area, I'll try to see where you are and see who can help you. But I do have people in contacts here in Cleveland if you do need help to get out of a situation. You know, I will try my best to help you get to whatever safety you need to get to. So, but you guys, I hope you have a blessed week, and just stay happy and keep it keto-licious. Until next time, have a good night.